Okay, good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I'm here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, and to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the alleged victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person will not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Lastly, I need everyone to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Let's begin on the ladies' side with Ms. Canty. Ms. Canty, ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple battery and one count of criminal trespass. These are both misdemeanor offenses. Bond is going to be set at $3,000 for the simple battery and $3,000 for the criminal trespass. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Roy Q. Lowe. Do you understand that, ma'am? It's on mute. I didn't hear a response.
Yes.
Okay, your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That's most likely going to be by Zoom. That hearing date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you make per hour?
$14.
Okay, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
And no, I don't believe so.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Miss Doggity.
How are you?
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with one count of possession of less than an ounce of marijuana. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. And you're charged with one count of misdemeanor escape. Bond is going to be set at $3,000.
Can I ask you a question?
When I get to the end, ma'am,
Okay.
I'll answer whatever question you have. Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, but it's most likely going to be by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. All right, ma'am, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what was your question?
I just wanted to ask, I don't understand why, I'm in jail, first off. First off, I was stressed off for one. I had went to the, gas station. I was on my way to get my son, but I had done blanked out. I do have like a little problem going on. Like when I get stressed out, I blank out. So I felt myself getting sick. That's why I was at the gas station. Instead of the owner coming to that car to get.
Oh, Miss Doggity,
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you to stop. This hearing is being recorded, and you're going into the facts of the case before you even had an opportunity to speak to a lawyer.
Gotcha.
Okay, now, the allegation was that there's an odor of marijuana coming from your car. And the officer said that the officer found marijuana in your purse. Now, those are issues that you need to discuss with the lawyer because there may be defenses to that.
Okay.
Okay. The escape charge, they say that once they handcuffed you, that you slipped out of your handcuffs and got out of the car. And he found you somewhere, I think in the gas station or something like that. So those are the allegations that the state has to prove every material element beyond a reasonable doubt. That's why we appoint lawyers as soon as possible so that you can have someone investigating your case as soon as possible.
Right.
Any other questions, ma'am?
That's all I want to ask.
Okay, you're free to go back. Miss Ariel Jackson. Miss Jackson, ma'am, you're charged with one count of battery. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Cameron White. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Most likely it'll be by Zoom, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back. Miss Andrea Jefferson. Miss Jefferson, ma'am, you're charged with one count of cruelty to children in the first degree. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. You're also charged with one count of battery. Bond is also going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Heaven Jefferson. Do you understand that?
No, because I have 3 things out on her. She's actually on probation for Clayton County for fighting me. I'm her mother. So how would she stay away when she lives in my house?
Well, ma'am, right now she's the alleged victim and you're the alleged offender. And I do know that she is your daughter.
But she already has all those charges of her fighting me, which she did that night as well. She's on probation here in Clayton County.
Ma'am, do you want me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, ma'am, the lawyer is the person that you need to have this conversation with. I'm simply here to tell you the charges, give you court dates and appoint lawyers. I'm not here to try your case. I'm not, you're, as you stand here, you're presumed innocent.
But my bill is just so high for something that I really shouldn't even be here for.
Well, ma'am, these are two felony offense, well, one felony offense and one misdemeanor offense. Ma'am, how old is your daughter?
14.
14. Have you ever thought about calling Department of Family and Children Services and have her declared to be unruly?
Your Honor, I did.
So why is she still in your home?
Because that's what Clayton County gave me the specifics on what had to happen.
Okay, ma'am. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 29th because of the felony offense. I would speak seriously to the lawyer because my understanding of the law is that an unruly child is not just placed back in the home unless the parent agrees to it. So talk to the lawyer, and the lawyer may be able to clear up whatever issue seems to be in dispute.
But can I ask you, why is my misdemeanor the same amount of bail as my felony?
I always set battery offenses at $5,000 because I believe adults should know how to keep their hands to themselves.
Even when a child is attacking you and try to stab you multiple times, you're just supposed to let them stab you. If I was dead, then, you know, no disrespect, Your Honor, I'm just asking.
No, I hear you. One solution may have been to, do you have a cell phone?
Yes, I do.
May have been to run out of the house, call 911, say my daughter's trying to stab me. Ma'am, if your daughter is as unruly as you are claiming, she does not have a right to stay in your house and beat on you.
This Clayton County gave her the right to, or she wouldn't be here.
I don't, ma'am. All I'm going to say is this. Whenever somebody says Clayton County this or Clayton County that, I believe that there is some misunderstanding somewhere, because Clayton County does not act as a group. Have you contacted the commissioner for the Department of Family and Children's Services?
Hold
on, ma'am, let me finish. Downtown to say, hey, my daughter keeps trying to stab me, and the DFACS office in Clayton County keeps placing her back. I need somebody to get on the person that runs the DFACS office in Clayton County because I'm in fear of my life. Okay, ma'am? Are you frozen or are you just looking at me?
No, I'm just looking at you because I'm just trying to think, like you said, the battery, my misdemeanor that you always set it at 5,000, but you just said a couple other ones at like $300 and $1,500. I'm just trying to see if it's possible.
No, I said simple battery at $3,000. Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
That's it.
All right, you're free to go back. Miss Amanda Morgan.
What was her cruelty to children bond?
Good morning. It was 5,000. It's written on the bond order as cruelty to children in third degree, which is a misdemeanor, but it's written on the warrant as cruelty to children in first degree, which is a felony.
Okay.
All right. Miss Morgan, ma'am, you're charged with one count of public drunkenness. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're charged with one count of obstructing an officer. I've dismissed that count. And you're charged with one count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. I see you did not fill out your court-appointed attorney form. Does that mean you're going to hire your own lawyer?
Probably.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
So 1,000 and what were the amounts? I'm sorry, 1,000 and 3,000
Yes, ma'am.
for $4,000 to leave today.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. That was my question.
You're welcome. You're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Okay, Miss Carol Oakman.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Miss Oakman. Ma'am, you're charged with one count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a Tanisha Sampson. Do you understand that?
Yes. But,
Okay. Hold on. I'll let you ask whatever question you want to ask, okay? In a minute. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
yes.
I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Now, what was your question?
My question was, I knew she was gonna do that because it's my place, but I knew this. So how do I get my stuff? Because-
When you're going through the process of bonding out, you let the sheriff's department know that you need to go over there and get your stuff, and they will appear at an appointed time and stand by so you can get your items, and to make certain that no one raises any claims that the other person did this or did that. Okay.
Okay, now, would I still be able to file an eviction on her?
I'll ask the lawyer. I would ask the lawyer about that because it really depends upon what is a part of the incident report. Like I just have the warrant. I don't have the narrative from the arresting officer as to what they believe happened. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
All right.
sir.
You're welcome. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
Does that complete the lady side?
Your Honor, we have a Zane Cork. Chief, that'll be the last one.
Okay.
Cork. Oh, and also, Jeanette Weston is after Cork, Your Honor.
Okay. I have Ms. Cork listed as a male on the warrant.
Yeah, I'm transgender. So I'm male. They just got me over here.
Okay. Okay. Would you like for me to refer to you as Miss Cork?
No.
Okay, Mr. Cork.
Yeah.
Mr. Cork, sir, you're charged with one count of family violence battery as a second offense, which means it becomes a felony. I've set bond at $10,000 on that offense, and you're charged with one count of aggravated battery. And I've also set the bond at $10,000. There's a stay away provision, to stay away from a De'Ara LaShaw Fisher. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Weston.
Let's see.
Good morning.
Huh. Give me 1 second. I saw. Okay. Yeah. All right. Ms. Weston, ma'am, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $10,000. You're also charged with 1 count of cruelty to children in the 1st degree. This is a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from Kiera Watson. Do you understand that?
Mhm.
I'm sorry?
Yes,
Okay. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
yes,
Are you currently working, ma'am?
yes.
About how much do you make per hour?
I mean, I think they raised it up 13.
Okay. You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay.
And that should conclude the female side, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Let's go over to the male side. Start with Mr. Anderson.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anderson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Tiffany Brady or Brady. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201, most likely it'll be by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. You didn't fill out your form. Is it your intent to hire your own lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anthony, sir, you're charged with 1 count of reckless conduct. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. 1 count of felony theft by taking. Bond is going to be set at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Felicia Gant. Do you understand that?
Sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. It'll either be by Zoom or courtroom 201. This date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you will get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, sir. That's all.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Blessed. Mr. Blessed, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass, unlawful purpose, and 1 count of criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. The criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree is a felony offense. You're going to have a bond set at $5,000 for that. And you're also going to have a bond set at $5,000 for criminal trespass. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Christian Moton and Marcellus Pander. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Carson. Mr. Carson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery family violence. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from a Kimberly Hall. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you have any, do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find that you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Carson. Mr. Davis.
No, sir.
Mr. Davis, sir, you're charged with 1 count of simple battery. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, a stay away from an April Harris. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
No.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, you're going to hire your own lawyer? Okay. Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Davis?
The second court date is the welcome to them also. 30.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. And the reason I can't tell you what that new court date is that once you bond out, all of your paperwork gets sent to state court and you'll get assigned a judge. Then you'll be on that judge's schedule. Okay. And because I don't know what judge you're going to be assigned, I can't set a court date.
Okay.
All right, sir, you're free to go back. Do we have Mr. Franberger?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I didn't get his warrants, but all of his charges are set by schedule.
You still want him to come up, Your Honor, or do you want him?
Yeah, bring him up since he's here, because I think it says he was sent to bonding. Yeah, it says that he was sent to bonding. So, Mr. Franberger, what that normally means is that arrangements have been made to have your bond set. And so your file may be over in bonding. Do you know if you've already made arrangements or family members have made arrangements to bond you out?
They were saying they was going to, but they were just waiting. They were saying it was not ready on the website to bond me out from the bonding company. So I talked to them last night about it, and they told me it wasn't nothing showing, so they didn't know how to go about it.
Okay, so you're charged with 5 offenses, and they're set by schedule. And what that means is that these bonds are automatically set, so that you don't even have to come before a judge. I'll tell you these bond amounts, but it sounds like your file, if it's over in bonding, that someone is already, either from the bonding company or whomever, has contacted the sheriff's department about making arrangements to bond you out. But I'll tell you, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of improper lane change, and bond is set at $500. You're charged with 1 count of open container violation. Bond is set at $500. You're charged with 2 violations of Georgia seatbelt law. Bond is set at $500 on each count. And then you're charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce, which is a misdemeanor. And bond is set at $1,500. So it looks like you said you're gonna represent yourself.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So more than likely, when you go back, somebody's gonna knock on your door or call you down to be bonded out.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're free to go back. Mr. Jamar Jones.
I'm gone.
Good morning, Mr. Jones. Sir, you're charged with one count of simple possession of a controlled substance. I'm setting the bond at $3,000 for that. And then you're charged with one count of driving with an expired or no license plate or decal on your vehicle. Bond is going to be set at $500. One count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is set at $1,500. One count of driving a vehicle without insurance. Bond is set at $1,000. And one count of having defective equipment on the vehicle. Bond is set at $500. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th because the drug offense is a felony offense at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer, Mr. Jones?
Yes, sir, I would like to.
Okay, you do qualify, Mr. Jones. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, sir, I actually do. On my vehicle, I was operating a moped. Is it Georgia state law required for me to have a insurance on a moped?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. All right, can you give me my total, like grand total for my bond or whatever?
Let's see. $6,500.
All right, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. You're free to go back.
All right.
Mr. Keith Lowe.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. Mr. Lowe, sir, you're charged with one count of failing to yield the right of way while turning left. Bond is set at $500. That's a misdemeanor. One count of reckless driving. Bond is set at $3,000. That's also a misdemeanor. And one count of serious injury by vehicle. That's a felony offense. Bond is set at $5,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you will get a new court date in the mail. It looks like you make a little too much money to qualify for the appointment of a lawyer. So you're going to have to hire your own lawyer. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions for me?
I do. I'd like to know how a simple traffic accident turned into a felony. I mean, I was just turning left and the guy ran back to me. I mean, just asking.
Okay, so the allegation in this case is that the other driver, who I think was on a motorcycle, had the right of way, and that you turned left and didn't yield for that person that was coming in the opposite direction. And then that person hit your vehicle and flew off the motorcycle and I think broke his leg. So that's the serious injury by vehicle.
Yes, sir. All right.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Requeslow. Mr. Lowe, sir, you're charged with one count of simple battery. Bond is set at $3,000 and one count of criminal trespass. Bond is set at $3,000. These are both misdemeanor offenses. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Kamisha Canty. Do you understand that, sir? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Sir.
You do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Moton.
Your Honor.
Mr. Moton, sir, you're charged with one count of pedestrian in the walkway. And essentially that's crossing a street while not within a crosswalk. Bond is set at $500. Charge one count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Bond is set at $1,500. And one count of simple possession of a controlled substance. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me, sir?
Yes, I would. Could please reduce my part. I'm not trying to get sympathy or nothing. I've been very selfish in my life, but my mother to have cancer removed from her lung. Her pre-op is on Thursday, and the other one is on Monday, and I don't have enough money to pay all to get out, and I need to be there because if I'm not out there, she's not going to get there. She got to go for a pre. I just found all this out recently, but she got to go for a pre-op this Thursday, and she goes in for a surgery Monday morning. But she's going to be incapacitated for anywhere from 5 to 7 days, and she ain't got my mother's 72-year-old. They got nobody else but me. I'm just sympathy, Your Honor. I just need opportunity so I can be out there for it because I'm all that she got, and so in the situation, but without admitting guilt to my case. Request that the Your Honor.
So, Mr. Moton, you were going in and out, but I checked your criminal history, and it is 51 pages. You have 72 cycles, and a cycle. Hold on, sir. You have a cycle is whenever you have an interaction with law enforcement. So based upon your extensive criminal history, I'm not going to reduce these bond amounts. Okay. He's still going in and out. I can't hear.
Yeah.
He was asking what the total is, Your Honor.
It is, let's see, $5,000. Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Moton. Mr. Verdell Newell.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, Mr. Newell. So you're charged with one count of loitering or prowling. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $1,000. You're also charged with one count of simple possession of a controlled substance. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. You didn't fill out your form. So does that mean you're going to represent yourself or you're going to hire your own lawyer?
I know nothing about no form. About that, I was like a lawyer.
Okay, do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Are you
Yes.
currently working, Mr. Noel?
Yes, the checkers.
About how much do you make per hour?
Make $11 an hour.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Bond?
You said, how much is your bond? $4,000. All right, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Phoenix. Mr. Phoenix, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. This is a family violence battery. This is a misdemeanor offense. Bond is set at $5,000. You also charged with 1 count of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. That's a misdemeanor offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Felicia Kennedy. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, sir, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? You said no?
No, I don't, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back, Mr. Phoenix.
Have a good day.
You too. Carrie Pierce. Mr. Pierce, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. This is a misdemeanor offense, and you're charged essentially with returning to a location that you were told not to return back to. I'm going to set the bond at $1,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Okay, I'm going to find that you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Christopher Robinson. Mr. Robinson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. You're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act. That's a felony offense. I'm going to deny bond on that charge currently. You're charged with possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. That's also a felony. I'm going to deny bond on that offense. You're charged with 1 count of use or possession of a drug-related object. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. You're also charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $1,500 and 1 count of simple assault. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Mr. Dante Blair. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
You're going to have a bond hearing date set for September 2nd at 8:30 in the morning. You're also going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 29th. You didn't fill out this form. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Your Honor.
I'm sorry, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions of me? Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Demetrious Simpson.
Morning, y'all.
Good morning. Are you Mr. Demetrious Simpson?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving a motor vehicle with an invalid registration. Bond is set at $500 for that. You're charged with driving a vehicle with no insurance. Bond is set at $1,000. And you're charged with driving a vehicle without a valid license. Bond is set at $1,000. These are all misdemeanor offenses, so you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 30th at 8:30 in the morning. Courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. You didn't fill the form out. Does that mean you're going to hire your own lawyer? I'm sorry.
I need one, Your Honor.
Okay, are you currently working, sir?
Yes, I really need to make it to work.
Hold
If I don't make it to work.
Sir, please stop.
I'm sorry.
About how much do you make per hour?
$18 an hour.
Okay, you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Is any other questions that you have with me?
I was told about a OR.
Hold on.
Just trying not to lose my job, Your Honor. So. And I just got back to work from having nerve damage in my hand. After buying that car in April, and I'm just trying to catch up on everything.
Okay, so you don't have a bad criminal history, but I have to explain the process of requesting an OR bond. The only person that can approve an OR bond is the chief, my boss, Chief Wright Hill. If you want me to make that request, I will make that request, but you'll have to sit in jail for another day to hear her answer, which will be tomorrow, and she could say no. So do you want to pay this or?
Yeah, can I write down how much it is?
Okay, $2,500.
Can you break it down again for me?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. $500 for the driving motor vehicle with the invalid registration, $1,000 for no insurance, and $1,000 for driving a vehicle without a valid license. So I would request or suggest, Mr. Simpson, that you contact the bonding companies that are authorized to write bonds here in Clayton County, and they will work with people. But I think there's 5 now. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I believe the Sheriff's Department has slips that are available with numbers on them for the bonding companies.
2,500, and it's like divided by 10.
About 250 to 300. I'll say 350. And the reason that there's a range, the Sheriff's Department is required by law to add fees. And I don't have that fee schedule, so I can't tell you the final amount. Okay, sir?
So I'm just sitting here until August 30th.
If you don't bond out.
I'm gonna lose my apartment. There you go. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Malcolm Simpson. Mr. Simpson, sir, you're charged with 1 count of speeding. Bond is set at $500. 1 count of not changing your address or having a license after being in location for more than 30 days. Bond is set at $1,000. You're charged with 1 count of felony fleeing from a police officer. Bond is set at $5,000. 1 count of a seatbelt violation. Bond is set at $500. 1 count of reckless driving. Bond is set at $1,500. And 1 count of obstructing an officer. Because of the felony offense, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You do qualify, Mr. Simpson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Just can I write my total down real quick, please, sir?
Yes.
I'm ready.
$8,500.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay, sir, you're free to go back. Mr. Christopher Watson. Mr. Watson, sir, you're charged with one count of simple possession of a controlled substance. This is a felony offense. Bond is set at, oh, I'm sorry, hold on. So for warrant number 2022 WA 12624, that's actually misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Bond is set at $1,500. You're also charged with simple possession of amphetamine. Bond is set at $3,000. Because of the felony offense, you're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for August 29th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll receive a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yeah, please.
You do qualify, Mr. Watson. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Was that 4,500?
Yes, sir.
And you said the 28th or 29th?
The 29th, and that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll next notice you'll get will be from the Superior Court of Clayton County. Okay.
I do appreciate it.
All right, sir. You're free to go back. Okay, is Mr. Sanders, was he available? I saw that he was continued yesterday because he was in isolation.
He's still in medical isolation, Your Honor.
Okay, I am going to, he has a misdemeanor theft by shoplifting and misdemeanor possession of drug-related objects. I am going to send a bond order over for him so that it can be placed in the system, and just let him know that he's going to have a total bond set at $2,500, and he can hopefully make the bond and get out of jail.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll let him know.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Requena.
How much are they again? The theft by shoplifting is what?
Okay, the theft by shoplifting is $2,000, and the drug-related objects is $500. I'm going to go off of what Judge Knights said yesterday.
And they're misdemeanors, right?
They're misdemeanors. So he'll have a preliminary hearing date of August 30th. And he doesn't, because this is not, I'm not putting any conditions on the bond. They can just go ahead and add his bond into the system, and he can post it and get out of jail. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good